The auction. The market was loud, alien voices mixed with the sound of machines and metal. Bright lights flashed over broken tech, half-dead robots, and cages filled with strange creatures. It was not a place for kindness. It was a place to sell things no one wanted anymore. She sat quietly on the cold stone floor. Her skin was pale blue. Her body was thin, weak, shaking. One of her legs was gone, cut off at the knee. The other was covered in dirt and bruises. Her clothes were torn, and her eyes looked tired, but not empty. Somewhere inside, hope was still alive. A sign hung around her neck. For sale, one broken alien girl. Price, one cybernetic leg. People walked past her. Some laughed, some spat near her, some just ignored her like she didn't exist. One alien merchant threw a bone at her. Even slaves need 2 legs, he said, laughing. She didn't speak. She only looked up at the sky sometimes, blinking at the bright lights above. Maybe she was thinking about a better place. Or maybe she was just trying not to cry. Then a human entered the market. He was tall, wore an old coat and dark glasses. His boots made a heavy sound as he walked across the metal floor. Some aliens moved away when he passed. Humans were not common here, and this one looked like trouble. He stopped in front of her. He looked at her quietly. She looked back, confused. No one had looked at her like that before. Not with hate, not with pity, just silence. Careful, curious silence. You're selling yourself, the man said. She nodded slowly. I need a leg, she said, her voice soft. I have nothing else. Why not steal one? He asked. I tried, got caught. They broke my arm. She raised her thin arm, still swollen from the injury. Now I just wait. Wait for what? For someone maybe to take me, maybe to end it. The human said nothing for a moment. Then he looked at the merchant nearby. Who owns her? The alien laughed. She belongs to no one, not even herself. Worthless trash. The human stepped forward. I want her. Why? She's broken. Not even good for cleaning floors. I'll take her, the human said again. His voice was calm but strong. Take her then. The merchant spat. But don't bring her back when she dies. The man knelt down in front of the girl. He pulled a small medical kit from his coat. Carefully, he opened it and took out a protein bar and clean water. He offered both to her. She looked at them like they were gold. No catch? She asked. No collar? No chains? No, he said. Just eat. She took the food with shaking hands, bit into it slowly. Tears filled her eyes. It had been days since she last ate. Why are you helping me? She asked. The human didn't answer right away. He looked around the dirty market, then back at her. Because you tried, he said. You didn't beg. You offered yourself. That takes strength. But I'm broken. We all are, he replied. He gently picked her up. She was light, almost too light, like she had lost half her weight from hunger and pain. As he walked away with her in his arms, people stared. Some whispered. Some laughed. One alien called out, "Enjoy your trash, human." But the man didn't stop. He just kept walking, eyes forward, calm and quiet. In his mind, her voice echoed, I need a leg. I have nothing else. And he remembered a time, long ago, when he too had nothing. When he had stood on a battlefield, broken, bleeding, lost, a medic had saved him. No questions, no price. Now it was his turn. She rested her head on his shoulder. For the first time in weeks, she felt warm. You never told me your name, she said softly. It's Leo, he replied. Yours? Kari. Okay, Kari, he said. Let's get you a leg. As they disappeared into the shadows of the alley, the lights of the market flickered behind them, and the broken alien girl, once unwanted, was not alone anymore. Not anymore. The deal. The stars above the city blinked behind dark clouds. Neon lights from the market behind faded as Leo carried Kari through narrow alleys. The cold wind bit at his face, but he didn't care. She was shivering in his arms, barely awake. He didn't know what to do with her yet. He only knew this. He couldn't leave her there. They reached his small ship, an old rusted freighter parked at the edge of the docking zone. It wasn't pretty, but it flew. The door hissed open with a slow whine, and warm light spilled onto the ramp. He placed Kari gently on a padded bench, her eyes open, tired and unsure. This is your ship? She asked. Leo gave a small smile. What's left of it? She looked around. It was messy. Tools were scattered. The walls were scratched, but it smelled like safety. Oil, metal, and warmth. I'll fix your arm, he said, opening his medkit. I've had worse, she whispered. I can tell. He cleaned the wound carefully. She winced but didn't cry. She had learned not to cry. Why are you helping me? She asked again, softly. Leo paused. He looked at her thin face, the bruises, the missing leg. Then he looked away, pretending to focus on the wound. Because someone once helped me. No reason, just did. So now it's my turn. She watched him closely, her voice quiet. Do all humans do that? No, Leo said. Most don't. Later, she slept in the corner, wrapped in a thermal blanket. Her chest rose and fell with each soft breath. Leo sat near the ship controls, staring out the front window into space. He had picked up strays before, lost droids, damaged tech, even a sick dog once. But never like this, never someone who talked back. Never someone who looked like they'd already given up. He sighed and tapped his data pad. A menu of cybernetic leg models appeared. Too expensive. Even the cheap ones cost more than he had. He scrolled past them and looked at old repair logs from his army days. Maybe he could build one. It would take time. The next morning, Kari woke up and smelled real food. Leo handed her a plate, synth eggs, some noodles, and hot broth. She stared at it like it was a dream. I can't remember the last time I had warm food, she whispered. Well, it's probably terrible, Leo said, but eat it anyway. She laughed softly. It sounded strange, even to her. You know, she said between bites, most people wouldn't even talk to someone like me. I've been called trash, broken, unwanted. Leo raised an eyebrow. You offered yourself to buy a leg. That's not trash. That's guts. I didn't want to die, she admitted, but I didn't want to keep crawling either. Leo nodded slowly. I'm not here to save you, Kari, he said. I'm just here to give you a chance. She looked up from her food. That's more than anyone's done. Later, Leo began gathering old parts from the ship's cargo hold. Wires, steel, scrap servos. Kari watched him with interest. You're building something? A leg, he said. Might not be pretty, but it'll work. You're building me a leg. He shrugged. Can't afford a new one, so I'll make one. Kari didn't know what to say. She stared at him like he was a different kind of creature. You're strange, human. He smiled. So I've been told. As Leo worked, Kari told him more about her past. Her planet, her family, the war that burned everything. How she escaped alone. How she trusted the wrong people. How they took her leg and left her for dead. She didn't cry, but Leo saw the pain in her voice. And something else. Strength. You're tougher than you look, he said. I had to be. By the time the artificial leg frame was half built, Kari had started helping, passing tools, reading diagrams, even correcting a wiring mistake. You're not bad at this, Leo said. I used to fix drones with my brother, she said with a small smile. Before everything. They worked in silence after that. A peaceful silence. That night, Kari stood near the mirror in the ship's bathroom, holding onto the wall. She looked at her face, bruised, tired, dirty, but alive. Behind her, Leo stood holding the metal leg frame. It was heavy, not elegant, but it looked real. It looked possible. You ready to try it? He asked. She turned to him, eyes wide. You finished it. Not perfect, he said, but it's yours. She sat down slowly. He attached it carefully. It clicked into place. The nerves responded with a light buzz. Kari stood. Her balance wobbled, but she stood. Tears filled her eyes. I'm standing. Leo smiled. Yeah, you are. The chase. The warning lights turned red. Inside the ship, alarms blared. The cockpit shook with each ping from the sensors. Leo's hands flew across the controls. They're here. 2 ships. Small, fast, armed. Kari stood beside him, her metal legs still trembling slightly as she tried to keep balance. Who are they? Leo's jaw clenched. Bounty hunters. Not the cheap kind either. The message wasn't a bluff. He looked at her. Can you move? She nodded. Not fast. But I won't slow you down. Good. Then strap in. The ship blasted off from orbit, engines roaring as they cut through the sky. Behind them, 2 dark fighters gave chase, leaving trails of fire and shadow across the upper atmosphere. Their wings were sharp, their weapons glowing red. Leo's fingers tightened on the controls. I've flown against better, but not often. Can we outrun them? Kari asked. No, Leo said, but we can outsmart them. The ship spun hard to the left, diving into the gravity field of a nearby gas moon. Storm clouds swirled outside the windows. Lightning danced in the distance like angry spirits. Leo adjusted power to the shields. We're going into the clouds? Yep, he said. Hope you don't mind a little turbulence. Kari grabbed the side rail. Do I have a choice? Inside the storm, everything was chaos. Wind slammed against the hull. Visibility dropped to 0. The bounty hunters followed close, firing into the storm blindly. One bolt struck the tail. Sparks flew. Damage to rear thruster. The ship's system said calmly. Leo cursed. Can't keep this up. We need to lose them. Kari's eyes scanned the radar. There, small cave on the dark side of the moon. A crater. Leo checked. Too small to land. Then just crash it gently. He looked at her. That's not how crashing works. But he turned the ship anyway. The freighter nosedived toward the black crater. Lasers zipped past. One wing scraped against a rocky ledge. Sparks exploded into the cockpit. Brace! Leo shouted. Kari held tight. The ship slammed into the cave wall with a grinding roar. Metal crunching against stone. Darkness swallowed them. Silence followed. Leo coughed, pushing off a broken panel. You alive? He asked. Kari groaned. I think so. Her metal leg had taken part of the impact, but held strong. She stood up shakily. Outside, the moon dust settled. We need to move, Leo said. They'll land soon. He opened a hidden panel and grabbed 2 blasters. Handed one to her. I don't shoot, she said. You do now. They moved through the narrow tunnels of the crater, lit only by the glow of Kari's tracking chip still hidden in her scarf. Behind them, the hunters landed. Boots hit the ground. One voice echoed through the tunnel. Deep, calm, and cold. Bring the girl. Kill the human. Kari's fingers tightened around the blaster. Her breath quickened. Leo noticed. Stay calm. Focus. You don't have to fight like a soldier. Just survive. A plasma bolt zipped past Kari's head. They ducked behind a rock wall. Leo returned fire. Fast, precise. He hit one hunter in the leg. The enemy screamed, dropped and vanished behind the smoke. Kari peeked around the corner. A second hunter came close. Slow, armored, confident. She froze. Images flashed in her mind. Her brother, the burning cities, the stolen leg, the laughter of pirates. Then her grip tightened. She stood and fired. The bolt hit the enemy's visor, cracked it. The hunter dropped his weapon, stunned. Leo finished him with a second shot. Kari was shaking, but alive. You all right? Leo asked, panting. She nodded slowly. I think I just fought back. Leo smiled. You did more than that. They reached a hidden path inside the crater. At the end, a maintenance lift, old and rusted but still powered. Leo pressed the panel. Where does it go? She asked. Back to my ship. Emergency shaft, he said. Let's hope they didn't find it. As the lift rumbled up, Kari leaned against the wall. I didn't want this to run again. You're not running, Leo said. You're surviving. Fighting. I'm tired of surviving, she whispered. I know, he said, but we're close now. The lift reached the hangar below the crater. Smoke filled the air. Leo's ship was damaged but still intact. Sparks jumped from the wings. Kari limped inside, coughing. They'll follow again, she said. Yes, Leo said. But next time, we won't just escape. He tapped the console. The map chip still glowed. They're not hunting you, Kari. They're hunting what's inside you. She sat in the co-pilot seat, eyes narrowed. Then let's stop hiding. Leo smirked. Now you sound like a human. The truth. Space stretched endlessly ahead. Leo's ship drifted silently in the dark between stars. The damage from the last chase had been patched, barely. Sparks still danced along the right wing. But for now, it held together. Kari sat in the co-pilot seat, staring at the chip glowing in her hand. Blue light pulsed slowly, like a heartbeat. She hadn't said much in hours. Leo finally broke the silence. You ever thought about throwing it away? She didn't look up. Every day. So why haven't you? Kari's voice was low. Because it's the last piece of my father. He died protecting it. I don't even know why. Leo leaned forward, elbows on the console. Then it's time we found out. He tapped into the ship's encrypted system, routed the chip through every decoder he had. The screen lit up. Access granted. A 3D star map appeared. 3 planets. One marked with a flickering golden symbol. Kari leaned in. That symbol. I've seen it before. On my father's research tools. Leo zoomed in. Planet's dead. Nothing grows there. No cities. Just rock and ice. So why does the map point to it? Leo frowned. Some say there are machines under that planet. Ancient ones. Built before any known species. Hidden or buried. Kari's fingers tightened around the edge of the console. My father wasn't just an engineer. He was a coder. He believed machines could be alive. Leo looked at her. You think this chip leads to an AI? Not just an AI. Kari said. Silence settled between them. Then she added, almost in a whisper, he said it could stop wars, fix planets, heal people. Leo raised an eyebrow. That sounds more like a myth. My father didn't believe in myths, she said. He believed in truth. Leo looked back at the screen. The blinking planet stared at him, like an eye in the void. If he was right, Leo said slowly, then that's why they're chasing you. Whoever controls that tech, controls everything. Kari nodded. But I don't want to control anything, she said. I just want to stop running. A message blinked on the screen. Signal detected. Location lock attempted. Leo's face hardened. They found us again. No, Kari said, pointing at the screen. That's not them. Leo scanned the feed. It's another signal. from the planet. They looked at each other. The AI, Curie said, "It's calling." 12 hours later, the ship dropped out of hyperspace. The planet hung in the black like a dead god. Gray clouds, frozen oceans, storms circling its poles. Curie stared through the window, eyes wide. "I know this place," she whispered, "from my father's stories. He called it the sleeping world." Leo brought the ship low, over jagged mountains and silent valleys. Then a signal pinged again. Direct coordinates, buried in the surface. "This is it," he said. "There's a landing zone just outside a canyon." The ship touched down, steam rising from the frozen ground. They stepped out together. Curie's new leg crunched against the snow. The entrance was carved into a mountain. Stone doors 10 meters tall, marked with symbols neither of them could read. But Curie's chip glowed brighter as she approached. Then the doors opened. No sound, just darkness beyond. Leo raised his blaster. "Stay close." They stepped inside. The hallway was made of smooth black metal. Lights flickered on as they passed. The air felt ancient, not dead. "Watching. I can feel something," Curie said. "Like what?" "I don't know, like we're not alone." They reached a chamber. In the center, a large circular console floated, humming softly. Light ran through it like veins. Curie stepped forward. "This is it." She placed her hand on the console. It lit up, and a voice filled the room. "Identity confirmed. Curie of Solari. Genetic signature matched. Archive awakening." The walls changed. Images appeared in glowing threads. Machines healing a dying planet. Drones building cities. AI helping injured creatures walk again. The same machines her father had described. Leo was speechless. "It's real," he whispered. Then a final image. A dark figure taking control of the machines, using them as weapons. "Planets burning. Your father warned us," the voice said, "that this knowledge must never fall into the wrong hands." Curie looked at the console. "What do I do now?" The voice replied, calm and deep. "You choose. We exist to serve the will of the one who awakens us. We can build. We can destroy. Your heart decides." Curie stepped back, stunned. Leo walked over. "You're okay. I thought it would be some machine, some code, but it's more. It listens. It feels." Leo stared at her. "It's waiting for your command." Curie was silent for a long time. Then she spoke. "I don't want power. I don't want revenge. I want peace." The machine pulsed blue. Directive accepted. Preservation protocol activated. System locked to Curie of Solari. The walls dimmed. The images faded. Leo looked at her. "You just bonded with a planet-sized AI." Curie gave a faint smile. "I didn't come here to rule. I came here to stand." "They're coming." Curie closed her eyes. "They won't stop." "No," Leo said. "But now they're coming to you." Curie opened her eyes. The glow from the console reflected in them. "Then let them come." The mission. The sky above the planet had changed. Where once there was only storm and silence, now strange lights flickered in the clouds. The air buzzed, like something massive had awakened deep underground. Inside the ancient structure, Leo stood near the edge of the chamber, staring at the console Curie had activated. He still couldn't believe what he had seen. Technology far beyond any human design. Listening and responding, not just to commands, but to emotion. Curie stood at the center, the glowing interface now pulsing in rhythm with her heartbeat. She looked calmer, more focused than ever before. But her eyes were different now. No longer just sad or tired. Now they burned with purpose. System scan complete. The AI voice said, "Core integrity at 84%. Exterior defense systems disabled. Power grid unstable." Leo frowned. "That doesn't sound good." Curie stepped toward the holographic map. "The AI is powerful, but it's been asleep too long. Parts of it are falling apart. And if the bounty hunters get here before we restore it, they could take control." She said, "Twist everything. This machine can build cities or destroy planets. They'd choose the second." Leo clenched his jaw. "Then we fix it." She looked at him. "You help." He gave a small shrug. "Not like I was doing anything better today." The AI projected a new map. Tunnels, bridges, sealed vaults. To stabilize core, manual systems must be reconnected. 2 keys required. 1 biological, 1 mechanical. Core will accept no single user alone. Curie raised an eyebrow. "Biological. That's me." Leo sighed. "Which makes me the walking toolbox." "Perfect." She smirked. They geared up. Leo strapped on a power tool belt and checked his blaster. Curie tied her scarf tight and adjusted the support joint in her metal leg. She could walk now, climb even, but it still ached if she moved too fast. Down in the lower tunnels, the walls pulsed dimly with soft blue veins of light. The air was colder, heavier. The mission had begun. First was the bridge of pulse. A narrow metal path stretched over a vast open shaft. Beneath them, nothing but darkness. No rails, no safety. Curie looked down and took a breath. "It's not that far." Leo glanced down. "It's at least a kilometer drop." "I meant emotionally."
He grunted and stepped forward. I'm going first. If the bridge breaks, I'd rather it be me. But it held. As they crossed, the AI whispered instructions into Kari's mind, guiding her forward. At the other side, a sealed door waited. The first terminal. Kari placed her hand on the scanner. It lit up. Leo connected the mechanical key from his toolkit into the console. Core link. 50% restored. Suddenly the chamber shook. The AI's voice turned sharp. Working. Unidentified energy signature approaching. Hostile craft inbound. 2 minutes until breach. Leo cursed. They're faster than I thought. We don't have time to get back, Kari said. And we go forward. The second terminal was deeper inside. The heart room. The place where the AI's mind rested. But the way there was blocked by a puzzle chamber. Shifting walls. Rising flames. Moving platforms. It's like a temple. Kari whispered. My father told me about places like this. Old systems made to test worthiness. Leo sighed. Great. Killer puzzles. Together, they crossed the maze, jumping over moving tiles, sliding under walls, dodging collapsing platforms. Kari fell once, her leg twisted, but Leo grabbed her arm and pulled her up just in time. I've got you, he said. She winced, nodding. I know. They reached the final chamber. In the center stood a tall spire, humming with white light. Around it, fragments of memory floated, images of lost cities, destroyed worlds, and one small girl, holding her father's hand. Kari stepped into the circle. The AI's voice returned. Soft now, almost gentle. Are you ready to complete the bond? Kari nodded. Yes. Warning. Final link will draw all remaining energy. Once activated, the core cannot be shut down. Leo glanced at her. What does that mean? Kari's voice shook slightly. It means, after this, I'm part of it. This machine becomes tied to me. Forever. You won't be able to leave, he said slowly. No, she whispered. But no one else will ever control it. Not them. Not anyone. Leo stood in silence. Then he reached into his pocket and pulled out a small metal pin, an old soldier's badge. He pressed it into her hand. I wore that when I had nothing left. When I was ready to give up, I didn't. And you won't either. Kari closed her fingers around it. Thank you. Together they placed their hands on the console. One human, one alien, one mechanical, one organic. Link established. Core fully restored. The chamber lit up. Light beams shot into the ceiling. The entire structure vibrated with life. Outside, the mountains lit with glowing circuits, pulsing with Kari's heartbeat. But it wasn't over. The AI's voice warned one final time. Breach detected. Hostile forces landing now. Kari looked at Leo. He loaded his blaster. Let them come. The choice. The ground trembled. Above the canyon, ships tore through the black clouds, engines howling like beasts. The bounty hunters had arrived. More than before. Bigger, heavily armed. They had tracked the signal of the awakened AI, and now they wanted control. Inside the core chamber, Kari stood still, her hand still glowing where it touched the AI. Her breath was calm, but her heart raced. Leo stepped beside her, blaster in hand. His coat fluttered from the rising wind inside the structure. He looked at her face, focused, but far away. You okay? He asked. She didn't answer right away. Her eyes were glowing faintly now, same as the machine. I can feel it all, she whispered. The AI, it's inside me now. I feel the power. I see what it can do. Is it telling you to fight? Leo asked. No, she said. It's asking me what I want. Outside, metal doors cracked open. The hunters poured in, shining armor, red visors, heavy weapons. They marched like machines, eyes locked on the glowing chamber ahead. Their leader stepped forward, tall, silent. A scar ran across his helmet. He raised a loudspeaker. Kari of Solari, you've unlocked the machine. Good. Now step aside, or we make you. Inside, Leo raised his weapon. What's the plan? Kari looked down at her hands. Sparks ran across her fingers. I can stop them, she said. The AI can crush their ships, drop the mountain on them, wipe them all out in seconds. Leo looked at her carefully. But, Kari closed her eyes. That's not what my father wanted. He built this so it could heal, not destroy. Then you already know the answer, he said.
The bounty hunters charged. Blasters fired. Explosions shook the floor. Leo shot first. Quick. Clean. He ducked behind cover, drawing them away from Kari. You focus on the core, he shouted. I'll hold them, but there were too many. A shot clipped his shoulder. He grunted and fell. Blood stained his sleeve. Kari turned. She didn't scream. She didn't panic. She stepped. For the first time her leg didn't wobble. The machine had fully fused with her now. Each step she took, the floor lit beneath her. The air changed. The walls pulsed with her rhythm. And the AI spoke again. What do you choose, Kari of Solari? She raised her hand. Time slowed. A vision opened in her mind. 2 futures. In one, she used the AI to destroy the hunters. They died. The galaxy feared her. But peace through fear was never real. In the second future, she let go. She locked the core. She became its guardian, not its weapon. Others would still come, but not for war. They'd come to learn. She took a deep breath and made her choice. Light exploded from the core. The hunters stopped in their tracks, blinded. Kari floated slightly above the ground, her voice echoing across the chamber. "I am not your weapon," she said. "I am not your prize." The AI responded with her voice, amplified. "Core sealed. Access denied to all external control. AI locked to directive. Preservation." The hunters opened fire, but the walls hardened, forming shields of light. Every blast vanished into nothing. Kari turned to them, calm as a storm. "You wanted power," she said, "but this is not for war. Go home." The floor beneath the hunters glowed. Teleport fields activated. One by one they vanished, sent back to their ships, not killed, not harmed, just removed. Silence returned. Kari slowly sank back to the ground. Her legs shook, the light in her fingers faded. Leo rushed to her, bleeding but alive. "You did it," he said. She looked up at him, tears in her eyes. "I didn't destroy them. I know. I wanted to," she whispered, "for everything they took from me." "But you didn't," Leo said, "and that's why you're still you." They stepped outside the chamber. The planet was different now. The sky was clearing. The storms were gone. Blue light ran through the mountain range like veins in a living thing. The AI had awakened, but it wasn't a weapon anymore. It was home. Leo sat on a rock, wrapping his shoulder. Kari joined him.
"Will they come back?" she asked. "Maybe," he said. "Others will. Curious people. Greedy ones too. And what happens then? You show them the truth," he said. "Like you showed me," she smiled, small and real. "You never asked for anything in return," she said. "Not when you found me. Not even now." Leo chuckled. "Didn't need to. You were never broken, Kari. Just." And for the first time in her life, it wasn't something to escape. It was something to protect. Later, she walked alone into the core one last time. The AI waited. "Final directive?" She paused, then spoke. "This place is no longer sleeping. It's watching. And when they come again, we will still be standing."